Hiya, this is video 7 and I thought I'd come on to let you know how my dietitian appointment went. So I had an appointment over the phone with my dietitian on Wednesday. It's now Saturday, so I'm a bit late, so sorry. And yeah, it went well, but it was very unprofessional is all I can say. It was over the phone, so it wasn't face to face, which I don't like. Really prefer to see people face to face, prefer to get all the leaflets and everything that they give you so you can take it home and read, but this was over the phone. And she was very unprofessional. She'd obviously had 2 young children, well under 1 year old, that were in the background, and she was obviously the only one there that was looking after them. So half the time she was like forwards and backwards trying to console her children, trying to tell me what to do. So it was all, I was getting a bit flustered really, because all I could, when you've got a young baby crying in the background, that's all I kind of hear. But she managed to tell me what I got to do. But to be honest, it wasn't anything I hadn't already researched myself. So, which was good. So it turns out I've got to go on the milk and water diet. That's what my hospital does for the liver reduction. This is the liver reduction diet. So for 2 weeks before I have surgery, I have to go on a really strict diet to reduce the size of my liver so that they can get to my stomach, really, because your liver kind of lays over your stomach. So they have to lift your liver out the way to be able to get to your stomach to do the surgery. So that's why they do it. So my daily allowance for 2 weeks before, I've got to have 3 pints of milk, 2 125 gram pots of low fat yogurt. On top of that, I have to have 2 litres of fluid. So that's black tea, sugar-free squash, things like that, water, and 1 salty drink. So I ideally like 1 cup of Marmite or Bovril, and that's it. That's my daily allowance. So 2 weeks before, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be hard. I'm going to be an evil cow to be around. I'm going to be hungry, but I've got this. I'm kind of determined, and I'm like, I don't know how anybody else feels, but I'm eager to get going. I'm like, I want to start it tomorrow. But you know, you've got to get in the right headspace, but it's got to be done. So if you want surgery, that's what you've got to do. A lot of other changes too. After I've had the surgery, I'm going to be 2 weeks liquid only after the surgery. That's all I'm going to be able to manage. Small sips of water, clear fluids, they say, like chicken broth, again, sugar-free squash, black tea, milk I think you can have. So anything that if you dip a teaspoon in and lift it out, it falls off. So that's what they mean by liquid stage. After the first 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks I'm going to be on the puree stage, so like purely like baby food, things like that, really like applesauce, that kind of consistency. 2 weeks after that, it's going to be mashed. So anything that you can mash with a fork, so like mashed potatoes, scrambled egg, really soft. And then 2 weeks after that, that's when you reintroduce normal foods. Now, everybody's different. I've been reading so many stories of what you can and can't manage. So you just need to work out for yourself what your stomach can cope with. Obviously, it's going to be really tiny, tiny portions. But it's just working out what your stomach can accept and what it can't accept. Another thing she told me was the vitamins that I've got to take. So on top of all that, so after I've had my surgery, I need to have a blood test every month for the first year. This is so they can check your vitamin and mineral levels in your blood. I'm going to be on vitamins for the rest of my life. So I have to take a multivitamin, 2 of those a day, every day. I need to take 3 calcium tablets and 2 iron tablets. forever. That's because your body is not taking on the nutrients and vitamins and minerals like you would if you were eating normally. So yes, I've got to go for a blood test for the first year every month, just so they can check my levels. And I also have to have a B12 injection every 3 months, forever. So that's for the rest of my life. So big changes. But yeah, all sounds good to me. I can cope with that. It's quite exciting, but quite daunting at the same time. This week's been the first week where I've been looking at foods. I've been looking how much I'm eating. I eat way too much portion sizes. So that's going to be a struggle. I know for the first couple of months, I'm not going to be able to eat as much of that anyway. They're going to be tiny, tiny portion sizes, and I'm going to feel full. But it's going to be a big lifestyle change. So, and yeah, so this week I've been looking at my portion sizes, and also just like thinking in my head, you know, I'm never going to be able to eat this size meal. Kind of, if I stick to plan ever again, you know, I shouldn't be able to eat as much as I'm eating if I want my weight to stay down and me to stay healthy and for this to work. So it's been a bit of a mind games really, but you've got to stay focused, stay with it, and hopefully I can manage. People keep asking me, oh, how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna feel? How are you gonna cope with not being able to eat, you know, crisps and chocolate and, you know, chips, all the unhealthy stuff like you used to? And the answer is I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel. No one does until you're actually put in that situation. I'm hoping I'm going to be strong enough to be able to manage it. I hope I am. And yeah, I'm positive enough to be able to want to do it. You know, I've come to the end of my tether really, which is why I'm going through surgery, which is why loads of people go through surgery. It's not the easy way out. You know, it's taken a long time and a long process to get to this point. So I think when you're at that point, you're ready for it and you're determined and you've got to get in the right headspace. So yeah, my surgery is on the 12th of October. We're now the 3rd of September. So a little way to go, but it'll come around quick. And yeah, I'll keep jumping on and telling you my feelings and telling you what any updates I have and anything. And fingers crossed, the 12th of October will come around soon. So I'll leave it there and I will see you soon. Goodbye.